Hello and welcome on Watches TV, and today we're going to talk about a brand and a man we haven't talked that often on this channel. The brand is Artya, the man is Yvan Arpa, and I've always been impressed by the number of ideas that have come out of Mr. Arpa's creative mind, expressing a pretty bold take when it comes to timepiece design, something either loved or loathed, and often generating some kind of controversy. But some time ago, he and his team have come up with a movement design where there's no place for controversy. It's just super nice. So this one is called the Purity and marks, in a way, the stage of wisdom in the brand's development. So you'll soon know all about this Tourbillon movement, but first, where does this creativity come from?
It's like training, you know. It's like the more you play tennis, the better you do. The more you create, the more you do. That's the way. And also, I stay like a kid, so everything is like a marble for me. Whatever I see in the morning in the forest and so is like, wow. I have this capacity of being always like a little kid, and this helps as well to make always new models, I think.
And when you trained as a watchmaker,
yes,
a few years back, let's say,
yes,
were you already driven by this kind of unconventional take on watchmaking?
Most probably, yes. Yeah. I think that was already from the start. Yeah, I wanted always to do something a little bit different. The thing is, really, I love traditional watchmaking. Honestly, I love. But if I want to do the same than Vacheron Constantin, I'm 400 years late. So I better find new ways, and I think people need new ways. It's like hat industry. I think hat industry, 2 generations ago, everybody was wearing a hat. Today, nobody, or just original people. We have to be very careful with watchmaking. We have to bring, my opinion, we have to bring new ways to attract new customers, young customers. If we keep doing the same watches than grandfather, maybe we will have the same problem that the hat industry has today. Maybe, that's my...
Interesting parallel. And when you started coming with these, different type of design, what were the kind of the first responses by your clients?
Yeah, so Artya is a manufacturer of emotions. So it's emotion driven, and emotion is good. So it's love or hate. And that's a way also to exist. I don't have the budget of big brands. So it's a way to exist. Some of my watches at the beginning were very provocative. So some people hated me, and they say, oh, but at least they knew me. So now I'm coming with new collection, which are more traditional, I would say, and people already know the brand, and it's a good way. Let me make a very strange parallel. If you look at Madonna, I remember when I was a kid, she was singing like a virgin, touching herself. It was also shocking, and the music was not so good. And then she made some commercial stuff, and everybody knew her, and she sold like a lot. So that's my fantastic marketing strategy.
Artya Madonna, perfect. I love the parallel.
That's a new one.
But at the same time, when we went through part of your collection,
yes,
previous collection or existing collection. I mean, in the middle of there, you have like a triple calendar that's looking very, very classic.
Yes. In fact, what I wanted to do. First of all, I wanted to be totally auto-financed, so no shareholders eating my brain, and so on. This was the first challenge. Then, looking at the independent, I love the work of the independent, but many independent, they have one mono-concept product, which is good. But I wanted to do the reverse. I wanted to do like a spider web. Anybody who likes watch has to find something he likes in my watch collection. And this is why you see some very traditional watches, done the traditional way, and some very avant-garde watches. So you can be shocked by avant-garde watches and you will love traditional. Or you don't love traditional and you will go to avant-garde. So that's a little bit what I wanted. Honestly, you can come to Artya, you will find something that you like, for sure. Maybe not me, but from the product.
But to have such a disparate type of collection, I mean, do people understand then the brand?
I love confusion. It's a way to be. And in fact, I think you can take any watch of any collection, you will find a kind of trait d'union. I don't know how you say this in English, but you find identity, a DNA of the brand. And you have some collector, they have over 50 Artya, end consumer. And they push me to say, oh, what's new, what's new? And I love this. I have my drawers full of novelties. And this is also why now we start with this Purity collection, which is much more, it's a concentrate of all this 15 years of work we've been doing. And this is much more focus. But the other is like a little bit my private collection, and it goes, yes, it's wild. It's wild and wide.
Wild and wide, I like that. And how, before we dive a little bit more into this Purity collection, and in particular its movement, how are you organized? How do you work?
Just with happiness, which is the main engine of our work. It's true, it seems naive, but what I want, and I think we are close to have this, it's happy customer, happy suppliers, happy team, and this is the good energy to create good watches. And this is really the main focus. So for example, people from my factory, they were working like employee at 4 p.m. they left. So what I did, I hired them and I put them like independent. They are fully working for me. So they earn a lot more than they were in the factory. But I can call them in the weekend and they are happy and they get more money, and that's the way we go. And the real luxury is to be able to say no to some customer that don't fit the brand, to say no to some suppliers that don't respect or deadlines, and this is a real luxury.
All right. So, I mean, most of your originality could be found in the shape of cases, in the type of dials, I mean, the really crazy, I mean, grand écart, like we say, big split. But now you've come up also with an originality in terms of movement. What was the idea behind coming with this?
There are different ideas. At one stage, I've become older, and the brand has to live without me as well. We have to focus on really a strong line that everybody loves. We are no more in hate or love. We are in unconditional love, cosmic love. And in fact, to do so, I really have to do a movement very high end with no compromise. So everybody loves this movement. The only problem is maybe the price, but that's okay. As long as you do the work perfectly well, it's understood by everybody. And so the brand will be able to live without me, which is a goal, with the future generation, with my team. And the product is strong, a very strong recognition, a very nice finishing, very exclusive. Nobody did this type of work. And it's the way I want the brand to carry on. And that's also the big potential of the brand. We see a very good reaction. So in fact, the normal collection keep living. We still have watches starting at 4,000 and we still sell them. But the main focus and the main turnover is now with this fabulous collection called Purity, which the name also I love.
And can you describe a little bit the architectural philosophy of that movement?
I love the point of architecture. In fact, when you look at a watch, I think it is very important to take all the volume that you have, which is not a lot. The volume is very small, but still you have to take this volume and make it something out of it. And what we decided to do is really to two barrels and to come out with 4 Hertz, which we don't have in Tourbillon much, or very little, and you know how much it's good to have a 4 Hertz Tourbillon. And to take all the volume and to have some symbolic that maybe you don't get at the first glance, but you understand with time. There are 17 rounds in the movement. And the round is unity. Unity is God. So something very pure, and that's why it's called Purity. So it goes to, the double barrel have 72 hours power reserve. They go with 4 Hertz to a tourbillon, which is 17.2 millimeters wide, which is huge for a tourbillon. And you can see in some cases that are 39 millimeters, this is 43% of the volume of the watch is the tourbillon. So really we display in a very architectural way this fabulous movement.
And are there any kind of mechanical constraints, meaning take into consideration that you have this very open base plate, basically, in terms of rigidity and so forth? Is it?
No, so this is something we know because we did a lot of skeleton movement in the past. So honestly, this tourbillon is so safe. Some of them fold from 2-3 meters without any trouble. We have this also, you saw the traditional tourbillon that are a movement that we made with Pierre Favre, MHC, peace to his soul, a fabulous person. And they are fabulous movement, but those ones are even more solid. I think the way we did it is really very, very strong. With Frank and his team, we did something fabulous, and we are very safe. And the way we decline it, we started with a 46 millimeters, 45.5 millimeters. We went to the 44, to 39, and to curvy, which is tonneau. And this is always a new architecture. It's always the same DNA with a double barrel, with a 4 Hertz, with a big tourbillon in different shape, in different size and different look. And this is a way we will carry on with many, many new projects in this collection.
And for the time being, that means that this Purity tourbillon movement will always be encased in sapphire.
So I love sapphire. Why? Because it's the energy of sapphire as a stone is already fabulous. But as well, what is important is to make a sapphire of this complexity, you need over 100 hours of machine. Once you have these 100 hours, you don't see anything. To make it shiny and to make it see-through, you need again 85 hours by hand polishing. So this is already, to do it properly, this is already close to 200 hours of work to make a case in sapphire. And I think this is a statement. It's like it will underline the purity, the excellence of the purity movement. So we have it in steel, in gold, in different materials, but honestly, sapphire will be the main of our collection because we became master of sapphire, because we had a lot of orders from different very big clients. So we really mastered this, and this is fantastic because we developed a sapphire which, for example, are in 2 colors in the block of sapphire. We developed, of course, green sapphires, so you do 2 colors as well. We have sapphire that change color. We are the only one in the world. Since 3 years, we sell a sapphire, you change light, it changes totally color from in one instant. And this is something, I think, the movement is so nice, it's so fabulous, I love it so much. I wanted to give it an écrin, that complement this movement, and I think sapphire today is for me much, much higher than gold. Even the Pope has sapphire as the only ornament he has is sapphire because of the good energy of sapphire. And buy one of my watch, you will see the good energy. You will see how your life will change for the good.
All right. Well, that's a big point. With this movement, has it changed the perception of your customer base, or maybe actually not your existing customers, but has it brought in new customers?
Sure, new customer, many new customers. And they come in the brand with the purity. So they buy a couple of purity or one. And then also they go to the core collection to have a couple of more for their kids, for their friends. And so I think it's a nicer aspect and a nicer way to come in the brand than some other collections that were more provocative, maybe. So, and people like to have one entrance for one brand, I think. So this is a correct entrance. If you have the Son of Sound, the guitar, or if you have the Son of a Gun, it can be not the best entrance to understand the concept. Even if there is a philosophical message with every watch we make, there's a message why this watch exists. Sometimes it's difficult to explain all those messages. Here the message is simple. And I think the name also matches very well the watch and the movement.
And will this movement evolve?
So much. So much. I'm happy if God gives me some more years, and my son also, my team also. We have so many developments. It will come in 3 hands. It will come in different architecture, automatic and different shapes. Many, many new projects. And I think, yeah, I'm happy to see all this coming.
Great. Well, bravo to you and your team, and looking forward to saying more than welcome. Well, I hope you enjoyed this pleasant little chat, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see more coming from these guys pretty soon. Well, I mean, they never stop. So the very best to you. Thanks for watching. See you real soon, and viva watchmaking!